Life is what you make it. I guess that's a notion that many people would generally agree on. But if you don't know what you're doing with your life, that makes it pretty difficult to do what life you want it to be. I mean, generally speaking, if you're a functional member of society, your life is pretty linear. I mean, unless you're some, sensational athlete or musician or some kind of influencer, your life is probably going to look really similar to everybody else's life, you know, whether it be work or free time or whatever. I'm not saying that's bad, but it feels pretty artificial and plastic. Nah, I'm not saying we're gonna go. I'm not saying I want us to go back to the organic days of, you know, the medieval ages or whatever, but um, I don't know. Maybe I just need to go out and see the world, but to do that, you need a large sum of money. And that just reinforces the thought that it's all just so artificial. I don't know I don't know how other way to put it. Anyways, I don't have to talk so abstractly. We can return to a more, grounded speech here. My washing machine is giving me hell. It literally says wash and dry on it, but like 3 months ago, it just stopped working correctly. It'll definitely wash and stuff, but it won't dry. I mean, there's like 5% that it'll dry. It's so random, but you press the dry button, it doesn't dry. So I'm like, so much for wash and dry function, haha. Uh, and there's also the fact that I caught a cold after going on this outside trip with my school. Yeah. And the moving ordeal isn't really making it all better, man. It's just so unnecessary. I don't have a say in this, but it just is what it is. I mean, I've moved plenty of times in my life, and that just makes me feel less connected to wherever I am. You know, I mean, I guess that's what war survivors feel like. If they're from a country with war and they just move off across the world to find some solace, I guess they feel pretty disconnected too. Thing is, they kind of find a community in all of that. I mean, there's more people just like them. I feel like I'm just an enigma. There's only one of me being just like me. It's a pretty lonely experience. Even if I were to let people in on this, it would be too abstract for anyone to understand except me. I just gotta keep a stoic attitude. I mean, I'm not completely stoic to the point where I ignore my feelings. That's not healthy. I acknowledge them and I try to work through them, or sometimes around them, but all means to an end. Anyway, it's weekend right now. I have a couple of school projects I need to attend to, and hmm, I mean, I've been watching Breaking Bad lately. It's a pretty good series. Kind of gotten hooked on it. I mean, I tried to watch it before, and I just couldn't seem to like enjoy it. So I just like had it in the background, and I just couldn't bring myself to watch it. But now, for some reason, it's been a pretty nice experience. It's nice. Last time I was pretty hooked on a series. This series on Netflix called Lucifer. I think I used to watch it every day. All I do would be to watch it. I mean, that was like the main thing I did during the summer 2020 kind of. And it got to the point where I eventually had dreams of that series. So I was like, yo, let me drop this before it gets a bit wild, so I dropped it. Hopefully, I don't get dreams of Breaking Bad. I mean, honestly, that would be funny. I wonder if I would drop the series if I got dreams of that. My dreams can be pretty surreal, you know. They say it's just a figment of your subconsciousness, but my subconscious, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I uh, I digress. I'm gonna see if I can enjoy my weekend without feeling like I'm just this being, this entity that just exists just to exist. Kind of want to feel alive, but it's pretty hard to feel alive when you're just here. I mean, you're just existing. Yeah, it's a weird feeling, man. Anyways, I'm gonna just continue watching some Breaking Bad, and I'll maybe game here and there. Not that I enjoy gaming anymore. And then I'll, study or whatever. I'll do those school things, school projects. I don't know, probably clean the house a bit. And I don't know, listen to music like usual and just let the hours flow by. It sounds pretty depressing actually, but what else am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm sick. I mean, I have a cold. And without a lot of money, you can't really do a lot, can you? Even when I did have quite a bit of a quite a bit of a bag, I guess I didn't really found much meaning of in doing it. I mean, for example, when I got my first car that eventually I had to, you know, scrap. I used to go to car meets and stuff, which was pretty nice, meeting people and stuff. But yeah, I only had one interaction during all the times I went to car meets, and it was, this woman came to my car, inviting me to like a Facebook group of people with with the similar car model, and I was like, yo, let me join that. But on Facebook, I just use it to browse, Facebook, or to use their services. I don't use it to share my life to the internet, which is probably why they probably didn't let me in, even though I, posted my car on there. I don't know. Either way, I stopped going to that car meet eventually. It just didn't feel like I didn't want to keep doing it. I mean, the only reason I actually went there was because I had a car, and I had nowhere to go except, school. But, the parking fees were high, so I didn't always use my car to go to school. I would just use public transit. But, I had a car, and all I would do is just visit my family members and nothing else. I mean, I had one classmate that would, ride with me just to go to the repair shop. My true friends, or the friends I thought were true, were just suspicious of me having a car. They were like, "How can you buy a car? Who?" And they even like looked into it. Like they saw that there was somebody else's name registered on a car, but it was just the previous owner because the website hadn't updated. So like, and they were just suspicious of me, and they didn't want to ride with me. They were like, or he was like, "Are you safer to drive with than a taxi?" I'm like, "Bro, I just got my license like 2 months ago, bro. Like, what the fuck you want me to do?" Of course, a taxi driver has way more road experience than I do. And then he's like, "Exactly," and he didn't even, and he refused to elaborate on that. So yeah, all my friends I've had in my life have always turned out to, for some stupid reason or another, leave my life, for better or worse. I mean, it's whatever. Well, let's see if I can enjoy my time off now.